Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. So we need to discuss the point about the Titi yesterday. Titi yesterday here. This point. I need to share. Yeah, this point. Khande ewa nisaya pridaramnadi wasena nawatapa titi upajati. Karane bana wajasa sabawa damasa abawa dodi oda hodi. Yeah, the anyesa ja khanda sada wajaniyana. Sila khanda dina sambhawato. Nabaja yawadi eta jordana niwate don aha. So instead of the eta jordana niwate don to deny this claim. What kind of claim here? Anya saja khanda sada wajaniyana sila khanda dina sambhawato nabajewa. So there are also other khanda like a sila khanda, etc. According to those, khanda should not be only 5. Not spajayawadi ita jordana. Not only 5 should be more than 5. There is also titi. There does not take any khanda. So there does not to be said. There is not to be said, Ridaramna, etc. So according to those, khanda should not be only 5, should be more than 5. Ita jordana niwote don aha. In order to deny this claim. So the commentator said anya saja dadawa roda do. The remaining here, the remaining titi is the khanda, like a sila khanda, samadhi khanda, panya khanda, vimoti khanda, vibhuti jnana darsana khanda. Those khanda is the titi here, which is not to be considered pridaramna, etc. So they also should be particular aggregates. So the aggregate should not be only 5, should be more than 5. Someone may claim, or someone may say, in order to deny that, the commentator say anya sanja dadawa rodato. So yesterday we discussed about this deity, the wrong view. So you understand, wrong view is a deity jadasika. It is already included a sankhara khanda. Not necessary to say anything about deity. So there is no necessary to say whether the deity should be analyzed. A particular should be analyzed with a special aggregate. So how do you understand this? The Navatapa deity. The name of the deity Navatapa deity. So that deity, this deity, as the deity is not to be separate dharamana, because pridharamana, etc. are named the dependent of the khanda. So dependent of the khanda. The deity is not to be said pridharamana, which depend on the khanda. So the deity, that means the deity does not depend on the khanda. So the deity here does not depend on the khanda. if the deity does not depend on the khanda where it arises, it should not be included in sankhara khanda. Such kind of, you see, claim the come there. That's why the here, even though he did not say so, but here Eda Jodana Niwatintong, according to this word, it is understood this deity, whether this deity should be included in Sankhara Khanda or not. So because of Eda Jodana Niwatintong, look at this, the prince, we know the deity, whether the deity should be Sankhara Khanda. Not all the deity here, I don't mean all the deity. Now this deity, the deity which is not to be said, Bredharamana, etc. I say only the deity, this deity. The deity which take the Panyadi as object, like a Ksina object or the other Panyadi. The deity which take Panyadi as the object. As the Panyadi cannot be classified as the Preda, Mahagada, Apamana, or Vajupana, Adita, Anagada. So the deity that takes Panyadi cannot be said so. So that's why deity can be another khanda, because this deity is not related to the five khanda, the five Upanana khanda. As it is not related to that, it should be named another khanda, like a deity khanda, something like that. So Jodana Niwatento, in order to reject, in order to deny this claim, so the commentator said, Anyisaja, the Tawa Rotato, the remaining, which is called khanda, are included in Sankhara khanda. The deity here also included in Sankhara khanda. That is the meaning. So you have any idea for that?
Hi, Sayadaw. Just like I said yesterday, Sayadaw. So here, in fact, he presenting a inquiry from Jodaka, right? So,
yes.
so that's why he said the word Jodanang at the end. So as I said yesterday, because we said that deity should not be said as Parita Ramana and so on, like Apamana Ramana or Mahagata Ramana. It's just because of the object of this deity in this case is Panyati. So we have to understand that Parita Ramana and so on, they are just the name of the deity. We should take them as Bahupihi Samasa. Because otherwise, I don't think this argument is a valid argument, because we can use the same argument and say that, you know, for example, Panya can take Panyati as the object, right? So are we going to say that Panya is also along to another khanda? And not just Panya, not deity, a lot of the Citta can also take Panyati as the object.
Of course, of course.
So does that mean we have a lot of khanda? So this is not a valid argument.
Now we are talking about the Attakathā, Adhaniyakathā, about the deity here. That's why he also explained only deity. He doesn't explain another things, because he is talking about Attakathā, Adhaniyakathā. So related to this, so here we have only five khanda, because Attakathā, Adhaniyakathā, this dana take only the five aggregate as the object. So related to this, you know, this deity related to this, he explained only deity here. He doesn't explain another things. So the another thing also should be explained the same thing, the same way.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. So here he just presenting and maybe opinion of some of the people. So of some of the people, when they read these suttas and so on, they said that, okay, here the deity he is taking Panyati as the object. So which means it cannot be called Parita Ramana and so on, because the object is not Pratata Dhamma, but it's Panyati. and then they can say that maybe that's the reason why there should be one more khanda, right? But again, it's not right, because we know that ditti, it is the sabhava dhamma, and it has its own nature, and it has all those 11 characteristics like past, future, and present, and so on. So it should belong to khanda.
Yes.
We cannot categorize ditti based on its object.
Yes, that's why he continues here. Khanda nibbana vajjasa sabhava dhammasa abhavato. That is the answer. Because this ditti, you know, the object of the ditti, the panyati for example, Patuikasina, what does it come from? Patuikasina, it comes from the element. So the attaklapa, those attaklapas are pramata. So the related to pramata, we call it kasina, the Patuikasina. So the earth device, you see, the constitute of the Pramata Dhamma. The earth constitutes of Pramata Dhamma. The origin of that kasina, the Patuikasina or earth device, you see, originates from the Pramata Dhamma. That's why, even though the ditti here, even though it cannot be said, Abhidhamma, etc., it is still the Pramata Dhamma. So it is included in the Sankhara Khanda. That's why the Khanda should be only 5, not more than 5. So Napajiva, someone you see claim not only 5, that it must be more than 5. So give it the reason. So here, khanda nibbana vajjasa sabhava dhammasa abhavato. The khanda and nibbana, sabhava dhamma arises. There is no sabhava dhamma without khanda and nibbana. This, the panyati, which is taken by the ditti also here. So even though it is panyati, it originates from the paramata dhamma, which is attaklapa, the art device, you know. The art originates from the attaklapa. So the how to say? So the panyati, the kasina, for example, Patuikasina, the Patuikasina originates from the khanda. You see, Patuikasina originates from the khanda, which is the attaklapa, this rupa khanda. That rupa khanda also can be called the preta, or can be called the present, past, and future. So the kasina, that panyati originates from the paramata. That's why this ditti, even it cannot be said to be Abhidhamma and so. So it is included in Sankhara Khanda. That's why there is no one more khanda, but from 5 khandas. That is the attention of the Mulatika.
So Sayadaw, it is maybe during that time someone, you see here, like someone has this argument. That's why the sub-commentator wrote this.
Yes, maybe, yes.
Yeah, because I think this Munadiga writing in the which century? I forgot. So that time there are many arguments in the Sri Lanka. That's
of
why
course,
I think
yes, at the time, maybe many marks also claims these things. So Anudika also say here, Abhidhamma was in a Navatavadi Edina, Navatavaramana Piṭaka. The deity which is to be said Navatavaramana. Khande Eva Nisaya Upajadi. So this ditthi arises depending on only khanda. Bhagava khanda ramana. So it object also only khanda. That means ditthi take khanda as an object. Aṭṭhakathā adanyakathā. Aṭṭhakathā adanyakathā, we have ditthi, lobha ditthi mana there, you know, lobha ditthi mana. So the ditthi is there. As that ditthi takes by aggregate for it arising, here the ditthi also arises taking five aggregates as the object. Just you want to say. Maybe someone claim, someone also may problem related to this. The party of the Navadabha Paridaramana, the Navadabha Ramana. So the Dhamma which takes Panyati as the object to be said Navadabha Ramana. So ditthi also, it takes Panyati as the object, it is also to be considered Navadabha Ramana. So it does not take any one of those objects, it cannot be included in it cannot be included in the khanda. So that means ditthi takes not only five aggregates here. According to the quotation that represents, ditthi take only five aggregates. So ditthi only five aggregates. But this ditthi does not take those five aggregates. It takes some kind of object that apart from the five aggregate. So that's why someone may say, how about this ditthi? Because this ditthi does not take those five aggregates. This ditthi take Panyati, which is free from the five aggregates. So someone claims that. That's why they explain the Panyati Kasina. Kasina, but Kasina also originates from the Paramattha Dhamma. That's why the object of the ditthi also should be five aggregates. He want to explain so. Khandi eva nisaya upajati. That ditthi also arises due to the khanda. So not directly. So Kasina object. The Kasina object, it comes from the khanda, that is Rupa khanda. That's why this ditthi also arises taking khanda as object. It does not take any other object. So if it takes another object not related to the khanda, so that ditthi should be named another aggregate. The present ditthi, the past ditthi, the future ditthi, so the aggregate you can have aggregate. Ditthi aggregate. But here no, this ditthi, even though it does not take Paramattha directly, it takes Panyati, which is related to the Paramattha. That's why the khanda nibbana vajjasa sabhava dhamma sa abhavato. Ditthi is one of the sabhava dhamma. Without any khanda, without taking any khanda, so the ditthi cannot arise. This is the reason he gave. The Napachivahati Eda Jorana Niwotito. In order to reject the claim, the khanda not only five. So that person, you see, was to add another khanda by putting out the ditthi here, Navadabha Ramana ditthi. So he explained this. So how do you get?
Yeah, it's just like there maybe during that time this argument arises. That's why the sub-commentator quote this their argument there. But he also said there's only five, right? Actually, not more than five.
Yes. What is it? Only five, not more than five. Someone claim the khanda should be modified. Napachiwa, you see. Napachiwa here. Anyasa refers to not only Sila khanda, Samadhi khanda, Panya khanda, Vimukti khanda, Vinodanyana khanda, but also the ditthi here. Navadabha Ramana ditthi. all these should be analyzed into one khanda according to someone there, but no name, unknown person here. So by when we look at Eta Yojana Nivote Dong, now according to this, so someone must claim there. How about the deity that is not to be considered as Briharamana and so? How about that deity? This deity is not related to any khanda because it takes Panyati as object. How should we do with that deity? Should we make that deity as aggregate? That's why he gave the answer the continuously there khanda nibbana vajasa svadhamasa abhavato. Yes, deity, is one of these bhavadhamma. So without khanda, it does not arise. It cannot arise. It arises depending on the five aggregate also. So the kasina, Bhattuvi kasina is not included with five aggregate because there is panyati. But that panyati also originates from the khanda. That means it is related to the khanda. So the object that related to the khanda is taken by the deity. The deity that takes the object related to the khanda also the depends on the khanda for it arising. That means the deity arises depending on the khanda. That's why the khanda should be only five, not more than five.
So Sayadaw, so do we have any panyati that does not depend on khanda?
No panyati, because this khanda, you see, is named, only the name, Panyati for communication. So the Buddha used many words, nama panyati, use manapa panyati. Those nama panyati related to the khanda.
So all of the panyatis are dependent on khandas, right, Sayadaw?
Yes, related to khanda.
Okay.
Even though we say here, even though the deity that takes panyati as object not to be considered as Briharamana, and so it arises depending on the object that relates to the five khanda. That's why that deity also cannot be composed another another special khanda. It should it included it is included in the sankhara khanda.
So Sayadaw, so for example, the name Nibbana is based on Nibbana, and Nibbana is not khanda. So how can we call that name, Sayadaw?
Yes, this deity also cannot take the khanda, the Nibbana. So the panya, for example, the panya, here the deity related to Nibbana. Deity nothing to do with the deity. The Nibbana is nothing to do with the deity because deity cannot take Nibbana as the object. But there are many other things that take Nibbana as the object. Like a panya, for example, Kamajara panya. Panya takes Nibbana as the object. So that panya cannot be said such as such. So that panya take Nibbana. Nibbana is, the Nibbana, even we call Nibbana. So with panya arase, and where it takes Nibbana as the object, it takes directly the Brahmata Dhamma, Sabhava Dhamma. Does not take the name Nibbana. So we take the name Nibbana because we do not experience Nibbana by ourselves. So we take the name Nibbana. In this case, so the Jada, our Jada that takes the name Nibbana as the object is not to be called, like Abhidhamma, not to be called Abhidhamma because it takes the name. But if our mind takes directly the Nibbana, so it is to be said Mahag Abhidhamma.
for example, like is there a kind of a deity that takes the name Nibbana as something, and it's a
Yes.
deity, and then in that
Yes.
case, the name Nibbana, because it's based on Nibbana, right? Because this is the Nama,
Yes.
it's the Nama Panyati. So it's based on
Yeah.
Nibbana. So that means the name Nibbana is not based on Khanda, because Nibbana is not Khanda. Then how are we going to deal with this situation? You know,
That is a big problem. He doesn't give the answer, you know, he just gave the answer. Karanibana Ojasa Sabadamasa Abhavato. Here, Sabavadama, the deity which is Bhavadama, takes the name Bana, which is not included in the Khanda. In this case, we have no answer.
Yes, so it's just because, so based on what we've been analyzing, and then based on the what's you know explaining, you know, like Anutika and so on, then they said that we cannot call that deity another Khanda because the object, even though it is Panyati, but it's based on Khanda. So that is the explanation. But as but that's like the example I gave, you know, when they take the name Nibbana, and that Nibbana is not based on, you know, Khanda, it's based on Nibbana. And then how, then the explanation of Anutika doesn't fit in this case.
Anutika also did not say, no one discuss about that, you know. They discuss about the Khanda because they emphasize the Khanda here. There are only 5 Khanda. They emphasize this one. Maybe they forget that point. They should also, you see, discuss about that one related to Nibbana.
Yeah, because as I said, I mean, it is not about the object. We should see in that way, because that is we cannot categorize like Paramattha Dhamma into Khanda based on its object. Right. So that's how we should approach the problem. We should not. It's just what I think the explanation by Anutika and so on is not quite covering every aspect.
Yes. So how do we do? How do we do? So they forgot, you see, the fight to discuss. That's why you see, pay attention, they pay attention to the deity that does not take the deity that takes Panyati as the object. They pay attention to it only. They do not pay attention to the deity that takes the Panyati, which is the name of Nibbana, which is the name Nibbana. So they did not pay attention. That's why they forgot this part to discuss. So if we think so, if we did this point, okay, let's discuss about this. So the deity that take the Panyati, which is the name Nibbana. So this Nibbana also is not related to any Khanda. So how should we do with this deity? Should we say this deity Sankhara Khanda or Nana Khanda?
It's still Sankhara. So, you know, of course, it's always Sankhara, no matter what object is taking. So that's what
it takes.
Yes, we should not categorize Paramattha Dhamma based on its objects.
So according to your idea, your opinion, so that's very clear. According to your opinion, the Mulatika was not necessary to say Khande Ewa Nisaya Abhidhamma was in a Nawata Bhaja Titi Bhajadi. He is not necessary to say so, because whatever object it takes doesn't matter. You know, it is a Paramatha. That's why it must be included in Sankhara Khanda, according to your opinion, is it?
Yes, but I mean here the Mulatika is fine. He's just presenting an opinion. And then he said that no, that's not right, that's not correct. But I mean what I mean is that, okay, I should not say that, because I know that my wisdom is nothing compared to those Mulatikas, you know, and Anutikas, you know. But I mean, if I'm in this argument, I would say that You know, the reason is because the ditti is the paramattha dhamma, and we should not categorize it based on the object it's taking. But because here these Sayadaws, they gave the explanation, that's because those objects are also based on khanda. And then as I thought of that example, what if the object is based on nibbana? The nibbana is not khanda, then that explanation doesn't fit.
Yeah, yes, very good. You see, very good discussion. So the anutika, you know, khande yavane saya upajiri pagiva khanda ramana. Even the it does take khanda as object. Even the here, even it does take the object. The khanda as the object, or even though it takes panyadi as the object, it is to be said that the ditti arises depending on the khanda. So here pagewa khanda ramana, not nothing to say if they take directly, if they take 5 aggregates directly, even though they do not, let's say here only ditti, even though it doesn't take 5 aggregate directly, it arises depending on the khanda. If it takes 5 aggregate directly, so nothing to have any question there. So pagewa khanda ramana. So if they take the khanda, if it takes the khanda as the object, so we do not need to say anything about that. So according to your opinion, the object is not matter. See,
right?
The object is not matter. Whatever object it takes doesn't matter. So it is paramattha dhamma. So if we this point, the answer very clear, very good. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Very good. You know, but here we discuss about his opinion. See, because he said nawadabharamana, nawadabharamana ditti, nawadabharamana ditti. Should it be aggregate or should it be apart from aggregate? So related to his opinion, we discuss. So according to your opinions, agree with your opinions. You see, the object is not does not matter here. See, whatever object it is paramattha dhamma. It is sankhara khanda. Very clear.
Yes.
Okay, we'll go to the next part. To the next, upamato and it.
Yes, Sayadaw.
Upamato as to simile. Upamato as to simile. Interesting also. Upamato di ita. Upamato di ita here. This paragraph. Upamato di ita. Kilana salubama rupupada nakhando. Rupupada nakhanda. The rupupada nakhanda. Upamato rupupada nakhando. As to family, the simile, as to simile, rupupada nakhanda, the matter, the rupupada nakhanda, kilana sala upamo, kilana salupamo here, kilana sala upamo. So here we have plural number because it is the change, the change to the R here. Kilana sala. Sala means the house. Kilana the patient's house, that is hospitals. Rupupada nakhanda has the simile of hospitals or clinic. You can say hospital or clinics. Kilanupamasa vinyanupada nakhandasa. Vinyanakanda, vinyanupada nakhanda is like a kilana. the patient. Kilana. Kilana. Sorry. Yes, the patient. Kilana. We call Kilana the patient. Vijnana khanda is like a patient. Rupuparana khanda, we are talking about Uparana khanda here. Rupuparana khanda is like a hospital. The patient is hospitals. So the patient has to depend on the hospitals. Vijnana khanda also here has to depend on the Rupuparana khanda. Like what here? Vatu dwara ramna vasina nivasana thana do. That is the place of Vijnana khanda. Rupuparana khanda is the place of Vijnanuparana khanda. The true Vatu dwara aramna. Vatu. So without base, there will be no jadas. But there are some jada without base. The Arupa Bhumi. In Arupa Bhumi, the jada arises there without any base. But it is here, Vijnanuparana khanda. This Vijnanuparana khanda, they depend on the Rupuparana khanda. Without Rupuparana khanda, there will be no Vijnanuparana khanda. What to dwara? So Vijnana arises through something there, through Rupuparana khanda. So that is dwara. The aramna, without object, no jada can arise. You see, no jada can arise. So every jada arises depending on the object or observed by the object. Without object, no jada can arise there. That's why the object is Rupuparana khanda, the Vatu is Rupuparana khanda, the Dwara also Rupuparana khanda. So Vijnana khanda, the take place at the Rupuparana khanda. That means without Rupuparana khanda, there will be no Vijnana khanda. So Vijnana khanda is like the patient. The patient, when he gets sick, he needs hospital, the place to stay. So the hospital is the place for the patient. Here the Vijnana, the Rupuparana khanda is also the place of Vijnana khanda. So without Rupuparana khanda, Vijnana khanda cannot arise. So here the Vijnanuparana khanda has the simile of patient. Rupuparana khanda has the simile of the hospitals. The Gelanyupamo, that is the disease. Vedanuparana khanda has the simile of the disease. The Gelanya, that is disease. Gelanya disease, the disease that may somewhat to be patient. You see, so the Vedanuparana khanda is like a disease. Abhidhamma, yeah, Abhidhamma, it afflicts Abhidhamma torture. So the Vedana tortures, the had the characteristics of torture, Abhidhamma. See, Abhidhamma, because it afflicts. The Gilinya Samutha Nupamo Sanya Khando Sanyuparana Khando. Sanyuparana khanda is the cause of has the simile of the cause of the disease. The cause of the disease. Here the cause of the disease, Kama Sanya Divasena Ragadi Sambuddha Vedana Sambhava. So Kama Sanya Divasena Ragadi Sambuddha Vedana Sambhava. The arising of Ragadi Sambuddha Vedana. Arising of the feeling, the associated with the raga, etc. So Kama Sanya Divasena, they arise true kamasanya, etc. So the feeling arises together with the craving, with the greed. So it arises due to kamasanya. So where you have kamasanya, so the lava mula sambuddha will arise there. Ragadi sambuddha vedana. Lava mula sambuddha vedana will arise. Where you have kamasanya. Kamasanya like a vyavara sanya. If you have vyavara sanya, dosa sambuddha vedana will arise there. So kamasanya divasena ragadi sambuddha vedana sambhava. So the true kamasanya, etc. True kamasanya, and so vedana, the associated with the raga and so arise. Sambhava here arise. That's why kamasanya is the cause of the kamasanya is the cause of the vedana. Let me hear. Sanyupada has the simile of the cause of the disease. Then Asapaya Sivanupamo Sankarupada Nakhando Sankarupada Nakhanda Asapaya Sivana the taking a proper things taking a proper things. Sankarupada Nakhanda has the simile of taking a proper things. Vedana Galanyasa Nidanata, that is the cause of the disease, the cause of the Vedana. Sankhara Khanda, the Nidanata, the cause of the Vedana. So the cause of Vedana. Sanyupada also the cause of Vedana. Here, Ge Vedana Gelanyasa Nidanata, the original cause of the Vedana here. Here, Vedana Kalanya. Vedana Ja Sa Kalanya Jadi Vedana Kalanya Kamadera here. Vedana is the Gelanya, the same here. Gelanya, that is the disease. Vedana disease, the disease which is Vedana. Nidanada, the original cause. The original cause of the Vedana, the Sankhara. Sankhara here, the original cause of the Vedana. Vedana Taya Sankata Abhisankroti. Vedana, for the Vedana, Sankata Abhisankroti. So, what is the translation? They fulfill it for the purpose of feeling. Yeah. Abhisankaroti. Sankhara, here Sankata Abhisankaroti. Sankhara forms the Vedana for the purpose of Vedana. How do you understand? Sankhara forms the feeling for the purpose of the feeling. Vedana Taya Sankata Abhisankroti. Sankhara. We are doing something for the purpose of Vedana. We are doing something for the purpose of Vedana. So the ta.
How should we understand the word asapaya sevanu pamo, Sayadaw?
Asapaya similar. Asapaya, a proper way. Sevana, the using a proper way. Using usually like a utu ahara, for example. Utu is the waiter. So you in the waiter, you do not use the black hair, you don't use any clothes, you are naked. So there is a proper use. Ahara. So some of the ahara is not suitable for you. Not suitable for you. You know that, but you still take it. That is asapaya sevana. Sevana here, use, we can translate as use. The misuse of the utu ahara, etc. Yeah. or you get sickness, you are not aware because of the mystery of utu ahara. So the winter very cold, but you don't use any clothes. Because of coldness, you get the sickness. So we say that is a proper or improper use.
Improper,
A proper use, a suitable use, we can say. For the deceased, utu ahara, we say utu ahara. So we have the sea, we are not aware, mostly because of utu ahara. Mostly. So nowadays, in the world, because of a proper food, so we get many kinds of diseases now. Many kinds of diseases everywhere. We take too much wine, we take too much ajinomoto, we take too much salt. Now all these things, you see, get the sickness, or make us the sick. So we say a proper use, sewana use, upamas, similarly or a proper use. Sankharupada khanda.
So Sayadaw.
Mm-hmm.
So here, the Sanyapatana khanda is give you the same meaning of the Ginanya Samutthana, right?
Yeah, yes.
But in the following one, this Sankharupattana khanda is also give the same meaning, is similar like you see, they give the Vedana Ginanya Sanitana. The reason it looks like the same, no?
Here Samuthana is Nidana, not the same. Nidana, the original. The Nidana, the original cause. Samuthana, not the original cause.
Sometimes it's just alright.
Yes. Nidana is the original one. The original cause there. So we get sick because of a proper use. The a proper use is the original cause. We have any other cause there. So we had the other cause, but the other cause not very strong like the original one. The original one, we have to think about the original one. If we know the case, you see, where we get treatment, we have to know the original cause. So if we know the original cause, we can cure that disease easily. If we do know the original cause, so not easy. So Sankhara Khanda here, just like a original cause of the Vedana. Sanya, that is the cause of the Vedana, but that is not the original cause.
So it's something like okay, the Sankhara, the Sankharupattana khanda is the root cause, right? It compare is like a root
the
cause.
root cause for Vedana, for feeling.
And the Sanyapatana khanda is like other cause, right?
Yes.
Other causes. Okay.
So the akusala sakama sagrada upajita upaga kaya viññāna upana hodi dukkha sagadati. Here the dukkha sagada kaya viññāna. The original cause of sukha sagada kaya viññāna is the past karma. So we also have sukha sagada kaya viññāna. See, but this kaya sukha sagada or dukkha sagada any here dukkha sagada. We had dukkha sagada the kaya viññāna. We feel very painful or many things. These the cause of this is due to the akusala kama sakadada. We have done akusala kama in the first. So the original, the root cause of the dukkha sagada kaya viññāna is the first karma we have done before. So we may have any other causes, you know, to have the dukkha sagata kaya viññāna. For example, you sit with the stove, so you feel a little bit painful. That painful not because of the past karma. So that is the present action. So a proper action, we say, the present action. So if you are not, if you do not take care of yourself, so you may feel painful. This painful not due to the past karma, but sometimes we feel very painful. So that is because of the past karma. So that is the root cause, as I said, the root cause of the body pain. Body pain had two causes, the root cause, the depressive cause. So the Sankharupaka, Sankharuparanakkhanda is the root cause of the dukkha sagata kaya viññāna here. Because Sankhara, the Jirana, Akusala Jirana. The Akusala Jirana is the root cause of the dukkha sagata kaya viññāna. Then we may have dukkha sagata kaya viññāna due to sanya. So we think, you see, the good one is bad, but the bad one is good. We think this is smooth, we sit on it, then we get pain. So because of sanya, that is because of sanya. But sometimes the pain we get, but the original cause is sankhara, the sankhara. But the present cause is sanya. Because of misunderstanding, because of misusing, or because of many ways, we get pain there. But the original cause of the pain is the past karma. Because of the past karma, we misunderstand, we misuse, we mislead, and so. So he gave two reasons here. Vedana Chaya. So for the purpose of Vedana, we do something. The Akusala Karmas are here. In this case, Akusala Karma, that is the original cause. The producer here, dukkha sagata kaya viññāna. So viññānu, kilanu pamo, viññānu, just now we discussed about the kilana. Kilana, the patient. So viññānu paranakhanda has the simile of the patient. Vedana kaliñana aprimotata. No? Vedana kaliñana aprimotata. The aprimotata, not free from Vedana, not free from the disease. Viññāna khanda. So whatever we feel, whatever we the experience, the viññāna khanda arises, you know, whatever viññāna khanda arises, it is not free from the Vedana. Aprimokta, not free from here. Aprimokta, the consciousness aggregate of clinging is like the sick man because of not being free from feeling, which is the sickness. So viññānu paranakhanda has the simile of the patient. The patient is not free from the sickness. So that means the patient has sickness. So viññānu paranakhanda also had the sickness of the Vedana. So whatever viññānu paranakhanda arises, there is Vedanu paranakhanda. So the viññāna cannot be free from the Vedana. The kilana, the patient also cannot be free from the sickness, just like that. So viññāna cannot be free from the Vedana because whatever viññāna arises, there is Vedana. So the patient also cannot be free from the sickness because the patient, because he is patient because he has sickness. Patient and sickness cannot be separated. Vedana is the viññāna also cannot be separated. That is the reason. What is it? Then apicca charaka karana aprada charaka rupa khanda karana vedana khanda the aprada, sanya khanda, karana, the sankhara khanda, karaka, unyana khanda. Apradikupama, apradikupama, the sinner, Ete bhajana. So here, the other kinds of simile. Yeah, respectively, these are respectively like the person. Vedana adi rupa parana khanda is like a person. The charaka, there is person. The punishment, karana, the punishment. Aprada, that is the offense. Karana karaka, these who are karana the karako, karana sa karako, karana karaka, the punisher, the offender. See, apradika, the offender, the sinner, the fall. So Rupupadana khanda is like the person. Vedanupadana khanda like a punishment. The offender, the Vijnana khanda, the offender, he has offense, he has sins, he must go to the prison. So prison like Rupupadana khanda. The offender is Vijnanupadana khanda. The punishment, the Vedana. The offense, the sanya, the punisher, sankhara. So you need to the relate the similes, the aggregate. They are also respectively like the dish, bhajana, the dish, the bhojana, the food, bhajana, pachana, the curry, the priviska, the server, priviska, the bojaka, the eater. So respectfully, you need to compare with the Upadana khanda. So Upadana khanda here. Karaka, the five aggregates are like here. It will come later, according to some number of the sutta here. Here, you have to think about the simile the khanda here. The person, the punishment, the offense, the punisher, and the offender. Respectively, you need to compare to the khanda. Then the dish, the food, the dish, dish like the cup, the dish, the cup. The dish, you have the food. The curry also there. There's the server, someone serves you. There's the eater, you eat. So according to the eater here, the eater, what is the eater? Who is the eater? So the eater, Vijnana khanda. The eater, Vijnana khanda. So you have seen this simile are there before. Is it?
Yeah, kind of heard it before, Sayadaw.
Mm.
But I don't remember where I heard it from.
You may see in some places. Any explanation here? Let me see whether there is any explanation for this. Here, the Nakakaraka here. Rupupadana khanda is like a person. As you have Rupa khanda, you have a person. So punishment will be there in the person. So there is like a Vijnana khanda. This the the sense like a sanya khanda. So the punish, the not prasena, the wonder, we do say wonder, the wonder like a sankara khanda, because the wonder where the punishment to the prisoner. So Viññānupada khanda like a prisoner. The prisoner has to stay in the prison. So in the prison there is torture. Torturement, you see, the punishment. Punishment, someone will punish Sankara khanda like a punisher. So the punishment. So sanya, like a sin, you have an offense. So you are tortured, you are punished. So these 5 khandas, you know, Viññānupada khanda like a prisoner. So Rupapada khanda like a prison. Prisoner, you see, live in the prison. There is a person. There are some persons, the warder, who you see control the prisoner. There's the warder. There's the punisher. Some you see who punish the prisoner. Then let's say the sense. Because of the sense, you see the prisoners are tortured. If they have no sense, if they have no offense, they will not be tortured. So these 5 aggregate also just like a prison here, like a prison. So the other things not here, not the explain, but the below that paragraph, the explanation. Below that paragraph, the detailed explanation, the cited the sutta will come. So, any question for today?
So Sayadaw,
Mm-hmm.
you said Jaraga
Mm-hmm.
is a prison, right?
Prison, yes.
Yeah, but you also said this refers to Viññānupada khanda, but finally you said this the 5 khandas is a prison. So now I need to be the
No, Charaka, not referred to Viññānupada khanda, refer to the Rupapada khanda. Charaka. Apradika referred to the prisoner, Viññānupada khanda. Viññānupada khanda live a the Rupapada khanda, just like the former similes. Prisoner live a prison. Apradika referred to the prisoner, Viññānupada khanda. Viññānupada khanda exist depending on the rupa, a prison, rupa as prison.
Okay, thank you, Sayadaw.
Bhajana, Bhojana, Bhajana, Privusaka, Bhojaka. These also 5 are also the same. So any question?
No, Sayadaw.
Okay, we better stop here. Let's stop by say Buddha Sasana Jira Tatu. Buddha Sasana Jira Tatu. Buddha Sasana Jira Tatu. Buddha Sasana Jira Tatu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Sayadaw.
Sayadaw.
Thank you very much.
Take care for tomorrow.
Take care, Sayadaw.
See you tomorrow.
See
Yeah.
you.
See you tomorrow, Sayadaw.